Gypsy Rose has not even been out of prison for an entire week yet, but she is already off to a rocky start, if you ask me. From the moment she stepped foot out of prison, she already had a camera crew there ready to follow her around and make a documentary/reality show. She also had paparazzi there following her around like a celebrity. The location of her Airbnb was doxed online. Fans were popping up at her vacation home. Fans were following her around town so they can take pictures of her like she's some type of actress or a rapper or singer. She got kicked out of the state of Missouri by her parole officer after coming up with an elaborate scheme to meet Taylor Swift. All of this just within like 48 hours, and now it's clear that she's on TikTok, Instagram, every social media platform out there, doing her best to become the next big social media influencer. Now, if you ask me, all of this attention and publicity, it's not good. I don't think this is going to end up well for Gypsy. I don't think all of this attention and publicity is good for her. And some people will say, well, then why are you making videos about her, Cinema? The answer to that question is simple. It's obvious. I make these videos to be a counterbalance. In fact, if you look at my channel as a whole, if you know anything about me and the angles in which I approach situations, if you look at my videos, my whole channel is almost about being a counterbalance to a lot of the crazy, wild stuff going on in today's world. And it's not intentional. It wasn't planned. It just comes naturally. I see all of this crazy stuff going on, and it's hard for me not to call it out. And when it comes to people like Gypsy Rose, I've had situations like this. We talk about celebrities who are in this position where fan bases and people online, they love to see people's downfall, and they cheer it on as it happens, and they enable these people to do all types of crazy stuff. The internet is a crazy place. The internet is undefeated. And regardless of how I feel about it or how you feel about it, there's going to be people on the internet pushing for some wild stuff, okay? So I exist, these videos exist to be a counterbalance to that. Because if no one steps up and points out some of this stuff, then it just becomes the norm. Everyone accepts it and everyone thinks it's okay, but it's not okay in a lot of these situations. And like I said, the internet's going to do what the internet's going to do. And Gypsy Rose has turned into, the flavor of the week. She is now a meme. Everyone's getting a good laugh in. Everyone's got their jokes. Everyone's hyping her up to do this and that. But no one's going to be there when she crashes and burns. And speaking of the internet, and speaking of, regardless of how I feel about it, these people are going to do what they're going to do. It turns out a very popular strip club just offered Gypsy Rose a job. They want her to become a stripper. Now I look at this and I'm just like, why is the world like this? I'm all for jokes, I'm all for memes, but what about Gypsy Rose and her story? What about that says stripper to you? The reality is, when most people think of Gypsy Rose, they're not thinking of what she looks like right now today. The image that you get in your head when you think of Gypsy Rose is the image of that frail, bald-headed girl who was being basically tortured and manipulated to think that she had all of these medical conditions. A bald, frail girl wearing like princess dresses, looking like a little kid in a wheelchair. That's the image that most people have when you think of Gypsy Rose. So what about that image is so sexy to everyone? What about that image screams stripper to you? That's why I think her husband is creepy. I think her husband is really creepy. I'm not trying to bash Gypsy Rose. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything like that, but When you look at her story and you look at her situation, how do you see that and feel some type of attraction? I feel bad for Gypsy, yeah, but what's attractive about Gypsy in that situation? So any dudes who are writing her in jail trying to spark a relationship with her, I feel like you're a creep, because this is obviously a vulnerable woman. And these people know that. That's why they're preying on this situation. These people know, Gypsy's husband knows, this strip club knows that Gypsy, I'm not saying she's stupid or anything like that. She's smarter than a lot of people, honestly. But they know that it's a delicate situation. They know they're dealing with someone who's not necessarily in the mind state of an average person her age. They see Gypsy and they see someone they can take advantage of. So anyway, I'm not here to say that Gypsy Rose is going to become a stripper, but the offers are out there now. And like I said, this just goes to show the internet is undefeated. The internet's going to do what the internet's going to do. That's why you need people like me out here being the counterbalance to this crazy. Because right now, everything's one-sided. Everything's, oh, Gypsy's the new celebrity. Let's make memes. Let's try to make her a stripper. Let's influence her to make an OnlyFans. And here I am on the other side of the scale. Even though I'm a big dude, I'm not tipping the scale at all. Just trying to tell everyone, hey, everyone pump the brakes a little bit. This is someone that came from a very delicate situation. Why are we throwing her out there to the wolves and offering her strip club jobs and all of this stuff? But let's go ahead and dive into this article and find out some more information. Strip club offers gainful employment after prison. Gypsy Rose Blanchard already has a titling job offer on the table following her release from prison. A strip club's hoping the ex-con would do her big reveal on its stage. Dream Girls Detroit fired a job offer to Gypsy. The club wants to show it's there to help people who ran afoul of the law post-confinement. The club's general manager, Dan, says, "We stand in solidarity with everyone who is showing support to Gypsy as she embarks on her new life. Adding the cash she can make will help her get the tools needed to be able to live a quality life in the real world." And I keep seeing this excuse. When I call out everything that's going on, everyone's like, well, she needs the money. Well, she needs the money. There's a lot of people in this world that need the money. There's a lot of young women out here that need help raising their kids. But we need to worry about the woman who just got out of jail for orchestrating the murder of her mother. We need to make sure she gets a bag. We need to make sure she becomes a millionaire, right? Oh, we need to make sure she gets the job offers and the documentaries and the book deals. That's what's wrong with America. That's what's wrong with the entertainment industry. It's wicked. You got talented people out here who are struggling. No one's trying to help them, but you get out of jail for orchestrating the murder of your mom, and everyone's sympathetic, like, oh, she has to do what she has to do to get money. Y'all don't care if Gypsy Rose has money. Y'all want the most entertaining outcome. No one on God's earth besides Gypsy and maybe the people close to her give a damn about how much money that girl has. They don't. So when you see the comment, well, what else is she going? You don't care. You just want to see her act a fool. You want to see her go to the strip club and get butt naked so you can laugh at the videos. So you can laugh at her downfall. So you can be like, oh, remember that girl from that Hulu TV show we watched? Look, she's a stripper now. But let's go forward. Job offer aside, Dream Girls is also looking to host a release party for the 32-year-old, calling something they're calling Let's Get Tipsy with Gypsy. So regardless if she takes the job offer to be a stripper or not, they're like, hey, we want to throw you a big get out of jail party. Let's get tipsy with Gypsy. Let's get tipsy with the girl who just got out of prison for orchestrating the murder of her mom. Let's get tipsy with Gypsy, The girl who we saw on those documentaries and those TV shows, going through Lord knows what with her mother. That's where society is, people. I don't know why people think that everything's one big picnic and walk in the park, but it's not. I knew from the moment that Gypsy stepped foot out of that prison and she already had the cameras around her, I already knew what it was. And this is how far people will sink. And at this rate, I'm going to go ahead and call it. If the documentaries and the book deals and all of this stuff, the reality show circuit and social media influencer, if that doesn't work out, I give it 1 year, maybe 2 years tops before we have the Gypsy Rose OnlyFans. It's coming. It's coming. Nostradamus, I'll predict it right now. If this doesn't go well for her, it's coming. Because you released this woman from prison who's never lived a normal life, and now she's never going to be able to live a normal life. And you let her out and you put her at this certain celebrity status. You're giving her a certain amount of money. And what people don't realize is more money, more problems. The more money you make, the more expenses you have. So you have someone like Gypsy getting out. She's got the book deal, the documentary deal. She's getting this money from social media. That money, that type of money, that type of flow, that type of income, it's not going to last forever. So I think it's very likely that we see Gypsy living in hog heaven for a few months, maybe a year, with all of this money that she makes, but then it's going to dry up, and then she's going to have to take other paths just to pay the bills, just to get the bills paid. Because when you get used to a certain level of income coming in, you start living the type of way, right? And I don't think this is going to be that consistent. I don't know if Gypsy has enough to offer the world to be consistently viewed as the celebrity that everyone cares about and that everyone's throwing money at for books and documentaries. So give it a year or two, this is going to dry up. I mean, I wish the best for Gypsy. She's still talking like a little girl in her videos. She still has the little girl voice going on. That, it kind of lets you know where she's at mentally. I don't think that she's going to be the best money manager. I think that she already has these wild dreams like meeting Taylor Swift. She was planning on meeting Taylor Swift for months before she even got out of jail. That's where her mind was at, right? So there's no telling where this girl is going to end up. But we're already off to this rocky start. And while everyone's mad at me for being honest with my opinions, everyone's laughing at the fact that this little or this woman who was just put through all types of stuff by her mother and that winded up orchestrating the murder of her mother, everyone's laughing as, yeah, let's make her a stripper. Take your top off, Gypsy. Oh, yeah. We live in a world of wicked, crazy, brainless people. So either you're going to get common sense coming from people like me, or you're going to get that nonsense over there. So when you question, CinemaShogun, well, why are you making these videos? It's to be the counterbalance. Because people have gone totally off the tracks. Being wild and crazy is one thing. People have gone totally off the tracks. And let's be real. To all of the crazy stuff going on, we all contribute to it a little bit. I contribute to just a tad bit to the craziness going on, but I still got common sense. And I try to interject that common sense when it's needed. And there's not much common sense surrounding Gypsy's situation right now. So that's why I make these videos, to be the counterbalance. Because guess what the other side of the coin is? The other side of the coin, you may get offended because maybe I don't hold your hand and talk to you nicely enough. The other side of the coin is people trying to get Gypsy to strip butt naked and slide down stripper poles and take advantage of her so they can put the videos online, circle it around, and make a whole big mess of the situation. That's the other side of the coin. You choose which side do you want. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you're feeling generous, you can donate to the channel via CashApp or via Super Thanks, or for free, you can help the channel by liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.